So we're going to make a Chinese lantern, which is a thing that people have made for a long time, and it's not difficult to make. We're just going to make it a little bit more decorative by punching it. We're going to need a stapler, a hole punch, a glue stick, some card, some tissue paper, felt tip pens and scissors. So I've folded my long piece of paper long side to long side down the middle. That's the opening bit. Where it opens, I'm going to go with my hole punch, feed it in and do some punches all the way along the edge. Just slide it along a bit and punch a bit, and those will be just a nice little decorative feature along the top and bottom of the lantern. We can do the same with this strip while we've got the hole punch out, because this will be the handle, and we can make some little perforations in the handle, which makes it a bit more interesting. There we go. So back to this main piece with the fold towards us. We get our scissors and we start chopping and stopping. A couple of chops before you stop. Keep them quite close to each other. The closer they are, the prettier your lantern will be. Chops and stops. A couple of chops. Try to make all the tops of the chops match together. If it helps you, you could draw a line, but I like just chopping and seeing what happens. Mind you don't chop your fingers. They're a little bit in the way, aren't they? So don't chop too far. Right to the far end of the lantern shape. It's a lovely shade of green, this one. Looks a bit like a comb when you hold it like that, but it wouldn't be much good for your hair, too floppy. Right, there's all the chops and stops. There's your comb. Open it out, and there your single chops are now double ones, and we had the long ends together before. Now we're going to put the short ends together, wrap it round, and they meet, and that's where you can staple it. If you're very good with your fingers, you can staple in the handle at the same time and flatten it, and at the same way at the other side. So that will be the handle. And the bottom, that needs to be stapled together. That's looking very pretty. And then you can give it a little bit of a squash. And look what happens, it comes out. It looks ever so pretty like that. I can see right through it. If you want, you could line it with a piece of tissue paper by making that into a cylinder and just tucking it into the middle with a bit of glue. You don't have to do that bit. It's up to you. I just thought it might look nice in the middle when you hold it up to the window. That would need gluing in at one side. I think I'll just staple it to hold it because the glue won't set very quickly. That's it. And then when you hold it up, you can see the centre of the lantern has the blue in it. And then if you want to add a little bit more fun to it, you can add on some patterns all the way round. I'm just doing some squiggles. Those aren't important. If you don't feel like squiggling, you can say, I've finished. That's just a little bit of extra decoration, and you could do lines on the handle in between the perforations. It's fun when you can make up your own ideas. It's your own design, so you do what you want. There. As long as you remember to put the lids on. Otherwise, they won't be usable for much longer. There's a beautiful little lantern. You could make a whole lot of them and hang them up in the trees, and it would be very decorative. But don't forget to bring them in if it starts to rain, because they're only made of paper and they wouldn't last very long in the water. There you are, your very own lantern.